There was a boy in high school. He didn't have many people to talk to because his areas of interest were so inaccessible to people. He was rather lonely. But instead of wallowing in the despair of loneliness, he chose another option. And the answer I came across back then was what made NanoRooms what it is today. It's my secret sauce. I'm sure many of you have watched my videos and wondered what goes into the animation making process, what goes into topic selection, what made some of these particularly enjoyable. What's my secret sauce? Well, your thoughts might understandably go to animations. The animations look so fluid and nice. He must have spent a lot of months and time learning and making them in Manim to move chemicals like that. Well, actually, I hardly use Manim ever except for math animations. I actually use Keynote. That's right, I use Mac's equivalent of PowerPoint to make these animations. Well, what makes these animations nice to look at? Let me show you how. Let's start with what everyone has, a default Keynote template or PowerPoint, or it doesn't really matter what software you use. Let's build towards this fully animated intro. You can see that even though it looks plain and simple, let me give you a hint. It already follows the secret sauce. You instinctively read the title, then the subtitle, then the text. There's a flow here. The further additions you make to the keynote supports what you're trying to get across. Let's start with the fonts. Do you want your audience to feel like they're in the physics laboratory, a gaming event, or perhaps a really cool looking science video? The fonts you choose should line up with what you want to communicate. If it feels like there's not enough variety to the text, you can add it through color. If it's not interesting through color, you can add it with images and textures. Feel free to make mistakes and experiment. Not only do the visual arrangements matter, the animation does too. The animation should also serve this secret sauce, if you know what I mean. If you want a smooth transition that connects ideas, use Magic Move. It automatically detects objects on two slides and interpolates between them. If you want a break in ideas, consider not adding any transitions at all. If you want to have a notion of sequential processes, try putting fade and move with small delays. I won't have enough time to hand you down all of the precise details of how I animate each video, but I will give you the key principle I use. When you create art, think simply about the outlines first, then slowly paint in the details. You'll find a solution step by step. Your eyes will tell you if it's right. Then simply rinse and repeat until you've achieved your vision. Well, you might have a question. How did I learn about these tricks? That's the thing. I didn't really learn about them. I just discovered them by actively playing around with the settings of each animation type. Learn the rules like a pro, so you can break them like an artist. Quotes by Pablo Picasso. However, I think it's also important as an artist to recognize when you're not a pro yet. Luckily, when it comes to 3D animations, I have friends that can help me with that. Friends such as Clockwork and Brady. Brady is the creator of the software I use for the beautiful 3D animations, and it's called Molecular Nodes. This add-on to Blender is very beginner-friendly. The plug-and-play style makes it so that you don't have to code at all. Tutorials are all on his GitHub page. I'll link that below. But let's say you're still struggling. Brady also has a Discord server that's full of people who are both learning and ready to help. And that's the final cherry on top for my take on elevating this basic Keynote template. Well, is animation the secret sauce then to my videos? Well, no, it's not. It's only something that works in service of that very secret sauce. So perhaps the secret sauce lies in something more meta, something like what topics I choose. I think when it comes to the topics I choose, I have a few things in mind. Your first thoughts might lead to thinking that I choose topics that are hidden gems, or it's all about reinventing how something is taught. But I think the ethos that I stick to the most is that I want it to be a collaboration of various disciplines. But why? When I made videos about using math to model biology or physics simulating the molecules of life, it felt so surprising that something that is usually mutually exclusively taught in school can mesh together so well. I mean, math, engineering, computer science students ran away from biology because they felt it was too much memorization. And the bio students ran away because they felt like math was too abstract and too hard for what they think it's worth. Trust me, I was in the first camp before my mentor introduced me to synthetic biology. But it's the combination of these very opposite things that peels back the true inner workings of life. Why certain drugs are more effective than others. Why life chooses certain ways to wire their genes together. Why fractals are everywhere in living things. I think that when people with various backgrounds come together and work on something, their perspectives can bounce off of one another and create something even better. But more importantly, it felt really amazing when these dots connected, that coveted aha moment, so to speak. It's a sensation that I'd love you, my audience, to experience with. Wow, my topic of choice surely sounds like the secret sauce to making my videos, doesn't it? Well, no. But we're very close. In fact, it's one of the expressions of the secret sauce. The secret sauce to NanoRooms is that I think of learning not as just the transfer of facts, but as an emotional experience. But before we get to that, these videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so another crucial component would be our awesome sponsors, such as Surfshark VPN. Browsing the internet on public Wi-Fi may seem safe, but you're completely left open to phishing attacks and identity theft, putting your identity at risk. Surfshark can protect you against that. With their 3,000 servers in 100 countries, they can protect you from DDoS attacks and protect an unlimited number of your desktop and mobile devices. Surfshark cares more about your privacy beyond that. They also block ads, cookie pop-ups, and make sure your online activity is invisible, making sure that no one can know any of your private information. But even if you aren't so concerned about your privacy, Surfshark is more than just a VPN. Prices can be set at a higher rate if you're in a specific country where you rent cars, book flights, or hotels. Surfshark is able to nullify that by switching countries, allowing you to get the price that's worth your money. It's an all-in-one package that I personally use as well. Go to surfshark.com/nanorooms for 4 extra months of Surfshark. Link in the description or on the screen right here, right now. If the key to thinking of learning as both a fact transfer and an emotional experience, then the secret sauce, the tool for the task, is storytelling. Now, let me clear something up first. Storytelling is more than telling a touching backstory or having a character develop into something more mature. Storytelling is a way in which you introduce certain pieces of information that will make your audience care. Facts don't care about feelings, huh? But it's we who feel that care about the facts. And science is just one big mystery about our journey towards uncovering the facts. Regardless of who we are, I think most of us humans have a shared love for mysteries. We love to seek out and understand the unknown, but oh boy do we hate being forced into doing it. So let's pull back the curtain and unveil the mystery of how I structure my videos from start to finish. So it's my job as the storyteller to ease you into the mystery by making you ask questions. This starts from the thumbnail and title. They should make people ask questions and feel curious. How can math, of all things, explain biology? What's the secret sauce of this godforsaken channel? How can physics, of all things, unveil the beautiful nature of life? The graphics and topic of choice serve the secret sauce of storytelling. But this goes even deeper. Once we're in, I lead you to ask even more questions. Does life have logic? Can this method really be used to simulate COVID-19 drugs? What the heck did I discover when I was a high school kid that came to be the heart of my channel? Once one question is answered, I troll you by making you want to ask more questions. And we can keep playing this loop forever and ever, but that has to build up towards the final conclusion. And the final conclusion ideally builds you towards saying, aha. Just like what I'm hopefully doing in this video. Oh, so that's why using physics to describe biology is such a powerful approach. Multiple disciplines together really make a brilliant combo. You can have whatever you want as a conclusion, yes, of course, but I feel that I choose these conclusions in particular because they serve something even greater, something that affirms humanity. So, what is this human quality behind NanoRooms? If the secret sauce is storytelling, then what is the story that I'm trying to tell with my channel? There was a boy in high school. He was rather lonely. He didn't have many people to talk to because my area of interests were so inaccessible to people. But instead of wallowing in despair, I chose another option. An opportunity presented itself when my classmates were struggling with my favorite subject of organic chemistry. So I reached out to them and helped them. That was when I realized that I was able to explain things in a way that made people feel the joy of understanding, the thrill of that aha moment. My now friends' scores improved by a lot. I was really happy for them. But what surprised me was that my scores also improved. So instead of hoarding knowledge and making myself scarce, I decided to make more friends and shared more knowledge. Instead of wallowing in the despair of loneliness, I chose to make the best of what I have. I even went on to create a whole chemistry club and made dedicated animations for it, just for fun. I also decided to just upload these videos on YouTube just for fun. And yeah, that was me. This ethic of growing and making the best out of things in unconventional ways and improving through collaborating with people with diverse viewpoints have definitely stuck with me. When I named this channel back then, I was inspired by the quote or lecture, "There's plenty of room at the bottom" by Richard Feynman. It means that there's plenty of potential for technologies at the very bottom of the scale, nanotechnology. I named it because I really liked nanotechnology back then, but I realize now that it also meant something else. That lecture was Feynman's literal and figurative challenge for people to start inventing new things at the nanoscale, to inspire people to set sail into the unforeseen world of nanotechnology. Heck, he didn't even think the challenges were goddamn doable. I may not be as great as Feynman in both charisma and intellect. I don't think I'm that intelligent myself, but this is the mission behind my channel. The story I want to tell everyone is the story that inspires people to always keep looking for solutions in the impossible problems of the world, and to do that, we have to join the hands of people from various backgrounds together to escape this prison of loneliness and create a better humanity together, for yourself and for the people you love. There's plenty of room at the bottom for people at the top to explore together. Thank you immensely for watching.